Sports Timeout Podcast with Jensen Maydew, Tony Caranco, and your host, Wes Underwood.
Go ahead and hit that subscribe and follow button on YouTube. And first up, oh man, we're going to go ahead and talk. Welcome to the Sports Timeout Podcast, brought to you by Jeffersons Free Fried Pickle Fridays. Be sure to head over for all your, MLB Prime games coming up, as well as the College Baseball World Series for baseball and actually softball, as they're going to be airing it all there. And then be sure to go visit Billy and his crew, get some wings, grab a drink, celebrate with your friends. All this, well, the rest of May, and then June's coming up here next week. Crazy how fast we're going.
Yeah,
July's gonna be here before we know it. But great spot to go hang out, and then while you're at it, check out Robert's Integrative Dentistry in Joplin if you're looking for that brighter, straighter smile, or just want to look fresh for the beach coming up. Summer season general. Be sure to schedule your appointment today at 417-622-0404. They also offer Invisalign. Check out their deals on that as well. And then last but not least, let's not forget to check out TeeTime in Webb City. Be sure to reserve your spot to play some golf or pickleball. If you're looking for something fun to do with your family and friends, or you're a company wanting to have a fun activity to do for team building, then TeeTime is the spot for you. So
number one.
Yeah, for sure. And
they also got a dope TV over by the pickleball court.
Yes.
So if you want to catch the finals games, I guarantee you they'll probably have it on the big screen.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't run that joint, but I would assume that they probably will.
Jonathan, get that set up for us. We'll be over there, and then you can play some cornhole while you're at it too, and enjoy the ambiance of the lights. I'm sure he'll stay open a little bit later for finals, especially now that OKC has sealed their spot. We'll talk about that here in a little bit, but yeah, I'm excited for that. And if you don't want any of that, just go get some iced coffee like I do and just go chill and watch that game, hang out with some friends, like Tony said. They got that big TV out there for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So
they got good margaritas there too, and one of those nights they do buy one get one.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be Tuesdays or Thursdays. I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Go check out their page for that.
I think it's Thursdays.
Might be. And Wes Underwood, Clint out, Jensen on extended vacation, Tony's back, and Sam will join us as well as Luden a little bit later, and we'll talk some soccer. But how's it going?
Good, man. How you been?
A little rocky this week. Might announce it later. Not 100% certain yet, but things happening, good and bad. But it's been an interesting week, that's for sure. Kind of glad we moved the show to Fridays and Saturdays and for the rest of the summer, so that'll be kind of nice.
Yeah, for sure. A little change up of schedule, make it a little bit more relaxed for the weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. And before we get started, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button on YouTube. And all right. First up, we'll go ahead and get to it. Talk NBA playoffs, and that's going to be brought to you by Black Eagle Apparel. They do custom apparel and jerseys for any team, any sport at the best prices. They are the official merch provider of the Joplin Outlaws, and who are off to a hot start. They're back in town this weekend. And the Sports Timeout podcast as well. They make our polos. They made our hoodies. A couple hats coming our way soon. But yeah, super excited for that. Love the partnership there. Taylor and his buddy that got that going. Super excited to see where they go. But yeah, go check out their website, blackeagleapparel.us, and be sure to subscribe to their email list and get 25% off of your next purchase. So, all right. Well, that out of the way. WNBA, and big question now, NBA playoffs. I'm jumping the gun. So we mentioned OKC there in the opener, and they've already sealed their deal, and they made a big statement, 124-94 over the Timberwolves. And then Pacers Knicks, like, this is a series I knew that was going to go for a minute. And yeah, Indianapolis was also up 3-1, but now it's 3-2. And or Indiana, sorry. Indianapolis, Indiana, same area, right? I don't know. But tonight, TNT, True TV, Max, you can check it out. New York, Indiana Pacers. They're going at it for game 6. I feel this one, unless the Knicks really just don't want it, I feel this one's going 7. Like, I don't have any
Yeah.
other thoughts. Like, OKC, once they got past that first round, I was like, okay, cool. They got it. Because, I mean, OKC, they just kind of rolled through the conference finals. That was a little struggle, but once they got their boom, 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 then they were good. So they were up, what? I think it was 1-2, 2-1, something like that. And then they came back and won it 4-3. And then now it's 4-1 and they won it. So, and in their last games of each of these series, they've put up 120 plus. So I'm very interested to see how they do in the championship game. It's going to start off in OKC on June 5th. And but before then, we've got this one between the Pacers and the Knicks. So where do you think this goes?
Not super familiar with what's going on, honestly, but I will say this. I think ultimately, as long as they're having fun. Well, the stranger things have happened for sure. I know enough about basketball to know about the Game 7 situation. I mean, yeah, I mean, stranger things have happened. Everybody loves a Game 7.
I mean, for real.
And regardless of who wins, they're going to be the underdog. I would say if you're just a fan of the East at this point, you want whoever's in the lead right now to just go ahead and run with it.
Yeah.
And just so that way they can get a little bit of a break. You don't want to go Game 7, especially if they're tight games. That way their players can rest up a little bit more. But
yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, it doesn't really matter to me either way, as long as they're having fun and they're being a good role models.
It's very crazy that everything in the Western Conference kind of fell into where it was supposed to, but no one expected the Pacers to dominate the number 1 Cavaliers 4-1. And then no one also expected the New York Knicks to win 4-2. Huge thing happened with Tatum getting hurt, and then the Knicks gained that momentum and they moved on. And now they might be in the same spot where they're going to gain that momentum and move on, because that was a huge game 4 game 5 now. And now going into game 6, it's going to be interesting to see. That was a huge game 5 for sure, putting up that many points. So I don't know. It's going to be fun because the Pacers definitely in this bracket obviously weren't supposed to get by the Cavaliers. Cavaliers and Thunder were clear number 1s going in to the championship round. And, well, they didn't do it. So
they were.
And that's probably, I'm going to go ahead and say that's probably why Jensen hasn't been on. She's been reminiscing and then also kind of consoling herself on these vacations for the summer because her Celtics are no longer in. So prove me wrong, Jensen. Come back. No, I'm just kidding. But no, for real. I mean, nobody expected it, and it's actually been kind of cool to see. Like, I'm an OKC fan second. I'm always a Chicago fan first, but I knew my team was going to get blown out. And Chicago back in round 1, right? Yeah. Well, not even round 1. They didn't make it to that one. But the play-in, they got dominated, and it showed. So, but now we're on to the conference finals, almost the NBA finals. We're really close and super excited for it. So, yeah, come out tonight over at TeeTime. Maybe Jonathan will turn that on at 7. I don't know if they close at 9 or 11 now. I mean, they're back to summer hours. I'll have to check that out for you. Maybe pub it next week, but anyway, moving on, we go into the WNBA and we talk the Fever, and they fall to the Mystics in first game without Caitlin Clark. And then they ended up losing last night in a nail biter, down 11 at one point to Connecticut. And I don't know, like they came back without her and they ended up losing by 2, 83-85. But I don't know what they're going to do without Caitlin Clark, to be honest. Like, Caitlin Clark's able to put so much distraction out there, and she takes so much every game, yet she's still able to produce highly for each game. But the league really is just like still giving it to her. After a rough freshman year in the WNBA, you're still seeing that behavior continue in the year two. And I don't think any sport, to be honest, I really don't think I've seen someone get beat up this much. Like, she is literally out there sacrificing her body every single game. And it's like, are they going to let it continue? Obviously, they are currently. But now that she's sitting out, are they going to be a little bit more cautious when she comes back? Because you get guys like LeBron and stuff in the NBA who get those calls and are veterans. Yeah, okay, I can understand your rookie season not getting those calls. I can be like, okay, welcome to the WNBA. This is what it is. Here's how we're going to handle it. But for that to carry over into year two, when you got a bunch of other rookies who have actually, honestly, some pretty hot mouths and they run them a lot. I mean, look at Angel Reese. Like, she's still taking it. And then she's been able the last couple games to put her average of 13 points back up. Is she a game changer? No.
Nope.
Did she do good things last year? Yeah.
Eh.
Was she able to get past all that? Absolutely. Like, she's just putting it behind her. Caitlin Clark showing a little bit more towards it and speaking out a little bit more on it. And I feel like that's where her and Reese are different. And the comparison has just been, I don't know, it's weird to see the comparison. They're two completely different players. One is definitely more outgoing than the other. The other one is really good at basketball, and then the other one's average. Angel Reese, as much as I like her being on my Sky team, she's average, okay? Like, yeah, she can get the triple doubles, double doubles, all that stuff. She can get records.
She gets a lot of rebounds, that's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And she's a rebound machine. She does great under the net. She's fantastic at getting rebounds, but can she rebound from Clark and the losses? And I don't know. Like, she hasn't proven that to me yet. So I'm not really certain. Not really certain.
Give me just a second, guys. Give me just a second.
But yeah, I don't know. Caitlin Clark, Indiana Fever. I mean, I feel like even coming from Sophie Cunningham, they joke with each other a lot, and it's kind of a punch in the gut for them, is what she said. And we're going to come back tomorrow and practice with more focus and energy. And so they've been just moving on like they should. But it kind of looks like they're still having those woes. I mean, free agency moves kind of put them in early championship contention. But with how things have been playing, not really certain. But a little bit of technical difficulties there, but your thoughts?
Well, Caitlin Clark brings a lot of money into the WNBA. Here's what I suggest she needs to do. She needs to go to another league that's going to pay her a lot more. The WNBA wouldn't be where it's at today without Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
And I think what most NBA players hate about her is that she's very unassuming, and she has changed WNBA without being loud and without having to play dirty. She just goes out there and plays hard, and and she's just a baller. Could you imagine how much better she'd be if she didn't have to worry about people trying to hurt her?
True.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like, if she doesn't, smash every single record that exists in the WNBA, it's because other people are continuously trying to hurt her.
Yeah. I agree.
I don't know what it is. Maybe it's racism. Maybe it's I don't know what else it could be, honestly. They just hate the fact that she's doing so good.
Yeah.
And the media doesn't like her either. They keep trying to put Angel Reese in the limelight. What for? Like you said, she's super average. And really, the only reason she has any sort of fame whatsoever is because Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese beefed during the NCAA finals
Yeah.
that one year. You know what I mean?
I mean,
that's
and she
that's
earned
the
it
only.
too. Like she went from being no name to all of a sudden everybody knows her.
Yeah, no,
So
absolutely. And I'm not saying that Angel Reese doesn't deserve some fame for whatever she does, but the thing is, like, she's very average. And again, the only reason she's famous whatsoever is because of Caitlin Clark.
yeah,
You know, the only time that her name gets brought up in conversation is adjacent to hers. So
like you said, rebounding for sure.
yeah, she'll go down as the best, rebounder out there. But really, I don't know if you want that with as many shots as she misses. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
at
if she'd spend a little bit more time on the court than in the modeling room, I feel like she'd be probably a lot better.
yeah, because right now she's not very good at either. But and that's my opinion. But at the end of the day, I think, yeah, I think Caitlin Clark is it does not need the WNBA. If there's some entrepreneur out there or a collection of them that have a league that can pay her good money,
Didn't the big three throw her an offer?
I think so. And at this point, she should consider it. She should legitimately have a conversation with her and the commissioner, saying if they continuously attack her, then she should not put herself through because the league is allowing it.
Yeah.
They're not doing anything about it. At this point, she needs to leave, or something really drastically needs to change overnight.
And they had her favored for one of these, obviously not a Chiefs ring, but a championship ring is what I'm getting at. And I
Yeah.
mean, don't know if that
Yeah.
will happen.
Yeah. I don't know.
We'll see. We'll see. I guess give it the rest of this season and then maybe finish out your rookie contract before you make those decisions. But
No.
yeah, I
No,
agree.
no, I would not. No,
No?
I refuse because at this point, her livelihood is literally a danger because of other employees there. You know,
Yeah. True.
she is like, if it's one thing if she was a fighter, like, oh yeah, she goes out there and she gets her ass whipped. Well, okay, I get it, but she's playing basketball and they're straight up like it's night and day. Whether they're just being egregiously hateful towards her,
For sure.
and again, they just can't stand that there's an unassuming, talented woman that's just doing better just because of hard work, and that's it.
Yeah. Agreed. Agreed. All right. Moving on to another guy that's put in some hard work and not getting appreciated, and that is tight end Jonnu Smith. And the Miami Dolphins have engaged in trade discussions with the Pittsburgh Steelers involving their tight end. And, Smith expressed interest to the Dolphins in reworking his 2-year deal he signed last offseason, which would pay him $4.8 million in 2025. But Smith was not present for Miami's voluntary OTA practice this week, and the Steelers' interest in Smith is rooted in the offensive coordinator Arthur Smith's long-standing relationship with the tight end. Arthur Smith was Jonnu Smith's tight ends coach and offensive coordinator in Tennessee, and then Arthur Smith later traded his former player during the stint as the Falcons head coach. And Jonnu Smith set a franchise record in receptions with 88 and receiving yards with 884 by a tight end last season, en route to his first career Pro Bowl selection. He led all Dolphins players in receptions in his first year with the team and finished behind only Brock Bowers, Trey McBride, George Kittle, league-wide, and Brock Bowers was that obvious super stud rookie last year. Trey McBride right behind that, and then George Kittle, obviously well known. And trading Smith, though, would mean the Dolphins could enter the 2025 season without 4 prominent veteran leaders from a season ago, including Calais Campbell, offensive lineman Terran Armstead, Jalen Ramsey on the defensive side, and Miami is also looking to trade this offseason is Jalen Ramsey as well. And other news, you've got Tyreek Hill saying, "Hey, trust me, I'm over here," after his off-field shenanigans last year and then his down year in production and then getting hurt over and over. And then we've seen social media posts of him being in a cast again this year, and the list goes on for him. I still think it's a great idea that the Chiefs got rid of him, but Jonnu Smith, are you thinking he's wanting out of there now by the talks and not being in OTAs, or do you think he just wants a new deal?
I mean, yeah, I mean, that's probably ultimately what he wants. It's just probably a little bit more money. I'm sure he's pretty happy in Florida with, the no income tax.
Yeah.
There, I'd like to stay in Florida if I was him. So no, I think he's probably just searching for a little bit more money. If he's performing as good as he is, you would think the Dolphins would like to keep him around, especially if he's been on the up. So I don't blame him. But again, I mean, as a business, the Dolphins have to consider every option, and if potentially he can get more money elsewhere, that'd be cool. Maybe someplace in Texas that also has no income tax, so maybe he ends up being a Texan or a Cowboy, but I'm sure either one would probably benefit from him.
Cowboys would love it. Texans, I feel like, are pretty set, but Cowboys would love it.
I mean, he did better than whoever they had at the Texans, obviously.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
So, I mean, either team would benefit, but the Cowboys would definitely benefit the most. But they would probably find a way to mess it up either way. But on paper, they would benefit the most.
Yep, well said. All right, on that note, got a chance to catch up with Sam Speck and Luden Gonzalez in our Footy Forum. And, we'll take you to it here in just a second. Take a look. And, as promised, Footy Forum brought to you by the Corner Kick in Neosho. Go check them out at 1411 Blue Oak Lane, Suite C, Neosho, Missouri. They have the largest soccer store in Southwest Missouri and Northwest Arkansas, Southeastern Kansas, Northeastern Oklahoma, and and technically in Northwest Arkansas now, right? Or
yeah, with us being down in Springdale down there, we're the only soccer specific store down in NWA. So
there we go.
Yeah, we're kind of need to move on to another. What are we doing, Bernito? You want to get on the show?
Hey, this is the third time now we've had a dog pop in this segment, so might have to add dogs to this segment.
But no, it's we're growing and it's exciting stuff. Big thing going on right now is I'm getting ready to head to Mwanza, Tanzania, Africa to go with a missions trip and run a soccer clinic over there. If you happen to see my link going around about fundraising, I'm still looking to raise some money to afford to go on the trip. Any help would be greatly appreciated. And if you bring in, we're collecting boots for the village kiddos there that are going to be for the clinic. If you bring in a pair of used boots, you get 10% off a new pair of boots from the Corner Kick.
Sweet. Right. It's a good deal.
Also, by the way, I got Mr. Willis on the show right now, too, because we're bringing our dogs into this.
Luden's got to bring his, right? Luden?
Yeah, Luden, go get Jude Bellingham.
My dog is currently snoring and in bed. 100%.
Whose dog's named after Real Madrid legend already?
Oh, that's a good one there. Yep.
Jude Bellingham.
You and Katie Scott have the same type of dog. Kansas City current player.
Yeah.
But all right, well, good stuff there. 10% off. Don't miss out on that. That's a good deal. For boots for sure. And good, the bad, the ugly. Couple weeks off now. Get to talk about that last match. Who wants to open up?
Man, so the trip to Little Rock was obviously it's a long drive. We went down there, had a few things come up last minute with a couple of guys. So we didn't go down there maybe with as strong of a roster as we would have liked, but I think we went down there with a strong enough roster that we could have gotten the job done and gotten the 3 points. Got a lead with Catalan scoring his debut goal
Yeah.
in his first start. I thought Kata had a heck of a game. Domi was causing a lot of problems in the first half as well, but a trend that we've seen all season is we're not being clinical enough finishing in front of net when the chances are there to kill off teams. And that's what happened. I mean, we had 3 guys on the bench during that match. It was hot. We were on turf, and they had a full roster. So in the second half, I think our legs started to show on us, and their fresh legs put a bit of a hurting on us there to cause us to drop the game and end up losing 3-1. But I feel like it was another story of an opportunity lost for us there. But it's a good team. Little Rock's a good team. They're well coached.
Yeah.
Got a lot of talented players. I love how much they use their academy players and trust in them. Bringing a lot of the younger guys into their setup. It's fun to see. It's awesome to see. And I hope that that's us. That's what I want us to be in the future. It takes time. But hats off to Little Rock. They've had a really good season and put in a good game against us. I think we have a good chance at seeing them for the first round of playoffs, and I hope we get them and set the record right.
Fair enough. Fair enough. And from your perspective, Lou?
Yeah, like Coach Speck said, I thought we did a brilliant performance for the first 45 minutes. Defensively, we were winning 1-0. And throughout that time, anything that was in that, it was more of me getting the ball back, keeping possession of the ball, keeping possession of the game. And we dictated that whole first half. It was all us. There were so many opportunities that we should have gone up 2-3 and closed the game out at that point. But yeah, in this game, it's just, you gotta kill the game off. And we didn't do that. And yeah, I mean, we were with the limited squad, had a couple players playing out of position. Again, we handled it as good as we could in the first half. In the second half, I did feel, it was a hot one. We and they made a lot of subs, a lot of their guys off, they have depth, and they have two full squads, honestly.
Yeah.
And they were bringing players. Yeah, we talked about them bringing academy players into the game, but they also brought in USL2 players into the game. So they came after us. We handled it well until they got that first opportunity. They broke through and they scored, and then they kept coming at us. We kept defending, and finally they got in. It was an own goal from us, really. A clearance header into one of the players. Our defender cleared it, and then it bounced off them, and then it's just unlucky, fortunate of events. And then that third goal, it was just really us trying to get back and pushing numbers up. And so in this game, it's you lose 2-1, you lose 3-1. At the end of the day, you still lose. So we were trying to get things back. And so hats off to them. They took advantage of home field. And so we just had we were back training. We know what we must do in the next game and focus. And, we have 2 games. And it's looking like us and Little Rock will be the first match of playoffs. So it's going to have to be, we must looking forward to that. If that happens, there's a lot of things that can happen still in these 2 games and in our conference. But if it is that and we go away to Little Rock, we must be prepared to travel well.
Yeah. And, we talked this next home match here before you hit that last one on the road. And, I mean, the only thing that really sticks out here, I mean, it's a well-playing team, 11 different goal scorers this year, a very depth team at that. But the one that sticks out the most, Oros Rosic, guy's a stud. And I haven't seen much more. I know that he's been in the starting lineup. I don't know if he's been hurt or anything, but if you guys are expecting him, he's a tall task. And that being said, mindset going into this one after the first matchup?
Yeah, I think the mindset going in is that we're at home. It's our last home match of the season, so we've got a point to prove. It's some of it has to be about the pride of the team and finishing strong at home.
Yeah.
But most importantly, it's about the discipline, right? We know what they can bring. We know what they're capable of. Going away from that Little Rock game, Lou alluded to a little bit there. I changed the formation to go with two up top once we went down 2-1 to chase the game a little bit, and it ended up costing us and putting us down 3-1. But having played Bartlesville once now, and them showing us what they're capable of, it's all about, being defensive and staying compact. And you have got to be clinical about the chances you get because you're not going to get many. But when you get them, you have to make them count. And then being disciplined defensively, keeping our shape, maintaining our heads, and staying focused for 90 minutes. That's what it's going to take.
For sure. And I mean, you definitely alluding on your end. We talk about it all the time, but that back line, I feel like they're going to have to be a little extra prepared for this one.
Yeah, I mean, we know what they bring. It's going to be this one's got to be a chess game. Definitely, we know that they are a team that can score goals. They get themselves, they're very well coached. They have a lot of key pieces for them to be successful. And, like we talk about even before, when this started, the team that wins this playoff run will go very, very far.
Yeah.
So if that's us, if that's Bartersville, if that's Tulsa, if that's Little Rock, those are the top four right now in the playoffs. Again, this can all change. There's 3-4 games left to play for most of the teams. But whoever comes out on top, there's going to be a regular season champion, but then there's going to be a playoff champion. In that playoff champion, whoever wins it will represent our conference to the best of their ability, and I know they will be in that Final Four, maybe even fighting for that national championship. So, if that is who we want to be and represent our conference well, we must be able to handle teams like this, and it will give us credit to we will need the fans there. It's their support. And again, we will play with everything that we have, and to show out and give that last home game. We'll definitely do something for a youth night to, create an awareness to have all these all these young fans come out and watch us, get in for free, with a youth night event, and just making this an eventful, for all of our fans, making this a night to remember. And just drawing in the most fans that we can.
Yeah.
That way we can perform at the highest level that we can.
Excited for that. And now another thing I want to touch on, 2 weeks off. Does that kind of give you guys a little bit more comfort there as a team too, just being able to have that extra rest and be able to just have that time that you needed?
I think it does and it doesn't. I think we talked about this with the Current when they had their international break, when they were on a really good run of form.
Yeah.
I think when you're in form and doing well, having a break can be a bad thing. And I think the same thing can happen when coming off of a result. Kind of puts the guys' heads down because we had that match versus Little Rock in our hands. We could have and should have walked away with the 3 points, and we didn't get the job done. And, Little Rock did. But I don't know. It's tough to say with where we're at. I think it's good that players have gotten rested and healed up. We're focused. We've had a few good sessions to get in and make sure we know what style of game that we want to play and be well prepared for Bartlesville. But yeah, we've got the guys have just got to be super focused and locked in and understand the game plan and be disciplined about it and carry it out. Any lack of focus in this match will lead to an error.
Yeah,
it's going to be a top shelf game.
Yeah, and I think that once it gets to this time now that we've had the roster freeze date now for UPSL, over the summer break, there's some transitions that happen between teams, especially with international players if they go back home for the break. And so it'll be interesting. I will definitely be watching them play tomorrow versus Tulsa. So
Yeah.
Bartlesville plays at Tulsa tomorrow at 5 o'clock. And I will be, watching that game very closely. That's going to be about what I would believe is their closest roster that would probably come to us and play if all those players are available to travel. Again, injuries may happen tomorrow, but um, that's going to be a key game for us to watch. And I definitely will send that to the team so that everyone is tuning in because that is going to be the closest to how they're going to play and set up for us on Wednesday. So that's a pivotal game for us
Yeah,
to
for
tune
sure.
in. And so I think that's going to be, the last little pieces before our training to adapt to on Monday to be as closely prepared to go into, this is a mindset that we got to go to war. So, um, but that's all I have to say about that.
All right. Well said. Well said. Well, we appreciate it. And for the fans, next Wednesday, the 4th, I believe, at 7 p.m., Joplin High School. You can catch the Comets in their last home game of the season for the regular season. Hopefully more to come, but for the season at hand. But we'll keep our fingers crossed there for sure. But yeah. And now we'll go ahead and move into Sporting Kansas City. And yeah, I mean, they get to take on the Houston Dynamo, and Sporting Kansas City's Suleimanov, determined to win for the fans, is what he said. So he is focused on winning for Sporting Kansas City fans when they face the Houston Dynamos in action on Saturday. So later this evening, we've got that matchup as, yeah, Sporting Kansas City, uh, just they've looked a lot better in the last few outings. They're currently 13th out of 15, or 13th after 15 games, excuse me, and 7 points off of a playoff spot. So a lot closer than what they have been. And it's nice to see the changes finally kind of coming to fruition for them, and just to see that a different coaching aspect has finally maybe could be the answer. Obviously, we knew that Vermeese's era was coming to an end, and whether he liked it or not, but Suleimanov also said that after adapting to the new environment, it's given all of the team a little bit extra to give the fans because now they know their new coaching style and just everything that's going on there. And for the first few weeks he was with the club, he said he wasn't even sure about some of the stuff that was going on. So that's interesting to hear. And I mean, Sam, I mean, I know that we've talked about it and we knew it was time, but now that we're seeing the play change, a lot more positive results coming out of it as of late. Just how excited are you for the second half of their season?
Yeah, I mean, it's exciting to see. It takes time. Anytime you come into a new group and you want to change the style of play, and of course, put your footballing philosophy to work with the group and build a new system and get everyone adapted to and training the same way that you want them all to and at the same standard. It
Yeah,
takes time. And it doesn't matter what level of football you're at, being a coach, a new coach to a team, it just takes time for everybody to adapt. But it's good to see things trending the right direction. And just really hopeful they continue to trend that direction.
man, I can't wait to go up and finally catch a match with you whenever
Absolutely.
everything, like, my month's been busy, your month's about ready to be almost being done busy. Like, yes, you're going to be busy, but you've been busier than normal for sure.
Yeah.
But I can't wait to go up and catch a match with you and also meet the new coach when we go up there. So that'll
Absolutely.
be
Yeah.
nice. So,
Yeah, I'm excited.
but yep. And that news, Tony, anything to add?
No, but I'm glad Vermees is gone.
Yes.
we've we've got to go find that clip somewhere. There is no silver lining. The silver lining is you're out the door.
Like, well, maybe because you don't see no silver lining, maybe that's what you're getting your ass whooped.
Yeah, I know. It crazy. Crazy. And I mean, obviously he was what made that locker room, and I've heard that the energy up there is so much better now. Like, things are changing and hopefully for the best. So
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I like to win as much as the next guy, but if
Yeah.
there's no silver lining, there's nothing to ever build off of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, for sure.
You know, like there has to be some sort of positive of like, hey, like the good news is it's only up from here. You know what I mean? Like that could have been the silver lining, even. You know, but like I don't know. He's a character,
I
but
mean,
that's
funny thing was they ended up going on to make the playoffs after that interview, so maybe you sparked something.
yeah, maybe that was the reason they were good, but they they didn't really see it that way. So
Well, Tony said we had a silver lining, so something's happening somewhere.
you know what? That guy was right. That guy from that one podcast, he was right. There is something good about about losing this game.
I mean, very well could. You could have been the spark. But all right, on that note, we go talk Kansas City Current. They are in another international break. Lo Labonta getting her first in I don't know if it's ever a long time. I apologize for not knowing off the top of my head. Like I said, a lot going on as of late, but kudos for her. Very well deserving captain for the Current, and man, she earned her spot on Team USA. So looking forward to seeing her play up there with them. Excited for her. Hopefully she gets some time out on the field because she's put in a heck of a career, and maybe like she said, it's a fountain of youth that's in Kansas City, and maybe that's what's rejuvenated her because she plays like the young bucks at hand, and all that, yes, comes down to conditioning and just how she's taking care of herself on and off the field forever. So good to see that out of her. Very fitting. And yeah, on that note, we'll head into the local sports update brought to you by Ghetto Tacos. Fridays, 10% off all burritos all day long. They close at 8 p.m. Located at 536 Northeast Street, Webb City, Missouri. Drive-through is available. Call 417-717-1261. And hope you all got those yesterday. And they are open again today, so go check them out and make sure you get some tacos this weekend before all this nasty rain moves back in. And yeah, also go in there and grab a shirt. They've got some pretty cool shirts that they're getting rid of and selling. And don't know if they still go for a good cause, but they're still pretty awesome. So, but on that, we got the Joplin Outlaws. They returned home last night as they will host the Abilene Flying Bison through the rest of the weekend. They will play at 7:05 tonight and 6:05 p.m. tomorrow. And then on that, we head into the 2-minute warning brought to you by Trackside Burgers. They're open at 1515 West 10th Street. Go get some weekend barbecue today, this weekend as well. Kids eat free on Mondays after the weekend stuff that they've got, which barbecue like sounds great right now. That's why I'm stuck here. Barbecue for sure. Got to get some of that. Don't know if it will be tomorrow or Monday, but we'll see. We'll see. Be sure to get over there, and you won't regret it. Chef Mike's got his stuff going. All right, Joplin baseball on the road. They will continue playing Blue Springs South in the Class 6 state tournament first round today at noon. And if they go into game 3, it will be after that, I believe, an hour after that game concludes. Webb City baseball, they'll continue on in the first round as well of the Class 5 state tournament first round against Platte County. And that game will be today at 11. And then, yeah, game 3 will be as needed. So good luck to them. Kudos for both of those teams getting in. Both went on rallies to be able to go on and move on in the postseason. And it's been fun baseball to watch this year. So, but on that note, end of another episode. Guys doing anything fun this weekend?
my brother was supposed to fight, but the guy backed out.
Is that twice now?
It's probably about his like 100th time.
Yeah. I know it's happened a lot.
Yeah,
Crazy.
Got some
Yeah.
soccer going on and then some fishing, hopefully,
Oh, dude.
on
Where are you going?
Sunday. Well, we usually stick pretty close to home. Man, Ann and I had the weekend off last weekend and we fished 3 days straight, like
Dude.
8 hours a day.
Yes.
You know, I so like Luden, man. You should have talked with Lou about it. Lou's like obsessed with fishing. He fishes like a lot.
I'll talk to
He's
him
like
on
a
Monday.
top fisher. Yeah.
Yeah, I do it too. I
But
love it.
I've come to not so like I love fishing while I'm doing it, but then the problem with fishing is after you do it for a couple of days, you want to go fish. Like going to work is not, and I love my job. Like I love my job, but like also I'm like it's nice out. I should maybe be fishing
Oh,
instead
absolutely,
now. So I don't know. I'm struggling with this whole like how much I'm enjoying going fishing with my wife.
man. I don't blame you. I would love to do it more too. Maybe we got some trips planned in the future of the summer here.
Yeah.
Hundred
Tony, do
percent.
you fish?
No, I honestly I've never even caught a fish.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Oh, it's a
We'll
blast.
take you.
Yeah, I'd be down. I'd love to. I'd love to.
All right. Next
Yeah.
week on the podcast, we'll cover fishing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Bait and
So
tackle
just
shop
check
right next to the corner kick. So
Yeah, there is. That's right. Eagle Outfield. Shout out to the neighbors.
yeah, for sure. But all right, take care. We'll see y'all next week on the Sports Timeout.
see you guys.